The war so far. The Revolutionary War is well underway. Several losses and wins have occurred. The war begins well in 1775 with the battles of Lexington and Concord, concluding as a decisive victory for the colonies. Later that year, the colonial soldiers fight the British for possession of Breed's Hill, or Bunker Hill. Though the battle is technically a colonial defeat, the British have the majority of the casualties. Since then, the American colonists declared their liberty, writing the Declaration of Independence on July 4, 1776. Recently, however, the Continental Army has faced defeat after defeat. American strategy. It's December 25, 1776. It's Christmas night. After all these losses, the soldiers' spirits are extremely low. They need a victory now more than ever. General George Washington decides to hatch a plan that could help boost the spirits of the Continental Army and win an American victory. Trenton's defenses. There is around 1,500 Hessians stationed in Trenton. They are highly trained German soldiers who are hired to fight for Britain by King George. The Hessians are commanded by seasoned German officer, Colonel Johann Rau. The crossing. General Washington assembles his 2,400 soldiers near McConkey's Ferry. The troops have begun to cross the Delaware River at around 6 a.m. on December 26. Their progress across the river is very slow due to a sudden turn in the weather, a snowstorm. Two other brigades are supposed to join them on the other side of the river. However, the weather has prevented their crossing. These brigades are supposed to be crossing just south of Trenton, and they are led by General Cadwalder and General Ewing. These generals have 3,000 men with them, more than double the number of men Washington has with him. The Battle of Trenton. Despite some myths, the Hessians are not drunk from Christmas festivities. However, they are very tired. They also underestimate the colonial threat after so many decisive victories. When the colonial army arrives in Trenton and attacks, Colonel Rau is taken by surprise. Their ability to keep the element of surprise astonishes even George Washington. As the Hessians begin to form ranks, the Continental Army begins to march into Trenton from 2 points. However, a Hessian lieutenant, Andreas von Wiederholt, mistakenly reports that the city is surrounded and there are no available escape routes. Rau reacts accordingly, and Wiederholt's mistake turns out to be fatal to both the Hessians and Rau himself. Surrender. The Continental Army quickly overwhelms the Hessians, and Colonel Johann Rau is fatally wounded. Colonel Rau formally surrenders to General Washington and dies shortly after. Washington's army captures around 900 Hessians and a large supply of weapons that will be crucial to the rest of the war ahead of them. This great victory energizes the Continental Army and motivates the fight for freedom. Encouraged by this victory, George Washington attacks again around a week later and remains victorious. A little less than a year after that, in 1777, is the Battle of Saratoga. This battle is not only successful but also helps Benjamin Franklin recruit France to help in the American fight for independence.